Hi, this is Eva for Once Upon a Timeline. Welcome to Midnight Mandela. So, as usual, we have technical difficulties, but I think I sorted it. Basically, right before the show, when I was in the other room, there was some, bleeping noises out of the computer, and I'm like, why is it doing that? And it looks like it just decided that the front USB ports would not operate, and then suddenly it was saying that it does not recognize the devices. Well, the mouse was on the front USB port, and then I thought it was just the mouse that died, so I fished out another one, and then that one didn't work, and I'm like, wait, and then I had tried plugging it in the back, and easier said than done because all of those ports are full. There's 4 in the back, and they all have stuff on it. So I finally disconnected the speakers because I don't think I need those. So it seems like it's working, although then it got really whiny about the surface. So then I had to get like a white piece of paper that is absolutely spotlessly clean. Audio sounds weird too. Oh, maybe the mic. Hold on. The mic might be fucked up. Oh yeah, the mic's not on. You should be on. I thought I just wait. The mic should not be off if I only on. No, the mic does not show onness, so it is off. I don't know what's going. You know what? And it's. I don't know if you. Do I look weird because apparently OBS is not making me backwards anymore, because traditionally OBS always reversed the image, and then today I sit down and my part is on the other side, and I had just saw it, and then I don't know, I look weird because I'm used to seeing myself a certain way on there, and now I'm reversed. There's a little white noise. Yes, it shouldn't be picking up the mic. See, I checked here and I do have sound. It actually sounds like it's louder, which I was confused about. Let me just see if maybe it's not taking the mic. Let me see if it's not taking the mic. Well, the mic's not on though. Let's see. Wait, how do I get that again? Now I feel so confused. Display. I think that's video. No. Okay, display. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, if the mic's not on, why would the mic not be on? Okay, hold on. I'm going to dig down here. Get the chair out of the way this time. How am I going to do this? Okay. We have to do it like this. There's really no room behind the chair is the problem. Alright, let's see. Gotta figure out which wire is that one. You on this one. Wait a minute. doesn't look good. We might be stuck with it. It looks like I forgot there's actually two other upper ports and at the back, and the mic's plugged into one of them, which I completely forgot about. And those are also not working. I think everything else is essential though, because I need the video, I need the printer, because I could never get it to work without the Wi-Fi. I need the mouse. There's one other thing I can't remember. Oh, the monitor. All of those have to be plugged in. So, okay. What is happening? I wonder if I plug it in up. Not good, but we'll try this. Oh, that worked. Well, what the F? Okay. All right. So, one of the ports that the printer or with the mouse would not work with, I plugged the mic into, and that worked. So, oh, it says USB not recognized. So it did power it, but it's not recognizing it. All right, so it's probably still a fail. It probably will not operate with that mic. I can't remember how you even check the mic thing. Video capture. There. Alright, I don't know what's going on, but you got some kind of sound. It's probably running through the computer instead of the mic now. It's crazy because it literally happened like 2 minutes before the show started. I heard that noise. I'm like, oh, what is that? I thought maybe it was from my phone, but nope. This mouse is not working that great either. It says my audio stream bitrate is low. Oh, bitrate is lower than record. No, I think that's normal. See how it is? It's, the blur, actually, I had, I set it to low lag, but I also set it to this thing that kind of smooths out the lag. I don't know if I should leave it that way or not, but... War is afoot. I hope nothing, well, just say nothing else happened than already that in the last few hours, but enough bad things is happening. The fresh dried baby quails for cats? Oh, they're selling baby quails for cats? I'm going backwards and I'm probably utterly confused now because I'm reading the conversations in reverse. Okay, well, so that computer is like dead. Fortunately, it costs so much money to buy a decent one for streaming. I hate to have to buy another one. I mean, this one was like $800, so that's not money I want to spend right now. Okay, well, I wonder why OBS is not backwards. This is confusing me. Let me just see if did OBS Studios change like today? Because last week, So when you're talking about the virtual camera, the mirror effect is only visible to you. Flipping it would then look backward for all viewers. God, this thing is... I don't like this mouse anyway. Wait. Flip it, I don't even know what that means. Flip it horizontally. Backwards cam. Okay. New to OSB. I think they mean OBS. On OBS, everything appears backwards. Yes. Okay. In Google Hangouts, not like this. I can flip the OBS, but when I do anything, I show print. I don't even understand what they're talking about. Okay. I don't know. That might be a change then, because as far as I know, OBS always reversed the image. Help, my recordings are reversed. How can I undo this? Okay. Right click your capture source. Flip horizontal. Okay, I think this is a Mandela then, because there used to be no solution to the reverse, and now this is from 2020. So since last week, OBS Studios now doesn't reverse the image, or you can just, I guess, flip horizontal, right click your screen to flip horizontal. Let's see. Let me even try. God, this mouse. Oh. It's not working correctly. Oh, okay, wait. I am so confused right now. If I right click this. I don't think it does anything. I don't know what's going on. Okay, whatever. It doesn't really matter. This mouse, if it sits for a minute, then it forgets how to move. Okay, we do have some interesting Mandelas anyways. Luckily, Jackie found a lot of them. Apparently, we now have iridescent fur. And I've been kind of waiting for this. This is cool. It looks totally fake though. The tropical Vlay rat has fur that shimmers with iridescent hues. I'm going to bet that this is going to increase over time. And I know I've looked for iridescent mammals before, and I didn't find this. It has long been claimed that only one mammal, the golden mole, has fur that shimmers with rainbow colors, but it now turns out that at least a dozen more mammals have iridescent fur too. I would dispute this golden mole story. I don't remember any animals having it. So, you know, the Mandela is so impatient now. It can't just give you one. It's just like, oh, well, here's 3 or 10 or 20 at once. So there's a dozen. Now there's a dozen. More than a dozen mammal species glint purple and green like precious opals. Their fur is iridescent, meaning colors appear to change depending on the animal's orientation relative to the viewer. The effect is similar to an oil slick colorful sheen or the metallic dazzle of hummingbird feathers. It's more common than mammals thought. Okay, and this is from the end of last year. So, like, you wouldn't notice if you saw an animal and it had this kind of fur. And now they're just, wait, there's a dozen of them. How did you even find out there's a dozen of them? Wouldn't you just say, hey, there's one more? Hey, there's 2 more? No, we're straight to a dozen. There's a dozen more. This mouse is making me crazy. My parents are telling me they gave me a black portable DV player for the laptop, but I don't remember them ever giving me that. Yeah, I don't know. Things are getting weirder faster. And I feel like things have gotten very shifty lately. And every time I say that, and then that kind of becomes the status quo, and then the next time it's even more crazy. Have we covered the famous Bigfoot images having two boobs before? Yes, I had that on a couple years ago. It's so ridiculous. I was laughing. Yeah, so if anybody hasn't seen it, the old Bigfoot, like the famous Bigfoot stomping through the woods, is it real? Is it not? That one has two big floppy boobs now, and a lot of us don't remember that happening. I saw that video so many times because, in the old days there wasn't a lot of evidence of conspiracy theories, but that was a famous one. And so, you look at it and you just, is it a person in a suit? Is it real? How muscular, and does it move? Blah, blah. I saw it so many times. There is no way. There is no way it happened. Let me see if I can find that thing. Famous Bigfoot video. Hopefully I can find the stabilized version. I think it's this one. This is the one here. Doink. We will turn off the sound. The quality is worse too. Look. So this, I think, has been stabilized. That's weird. What the heck? Okay. I don't remember this kind of a slot area on the eye area. And I remember it stepping over like a log and stuff. Does that not happen now? Let me see if I can find it. This mouse is so obnoxious. Alright, it's the Gimlin film. Alright, hold on. That's not the one I just looked at. Let's see. Yeah, that's different. It's longer. It doesn't step. Before it stepped over a log. Proof she's real. This is different. It's bugging me now. It's more fuzzy. Frankly, to me, it really does just look like a person in a suit as far as the pacing is concerned. Just the way it steps down and stuff. But it's more blurry than I remember it. I don't remember such a far away shot. They had zoomed in more. I know. And yeah, so yeah, it actually I actually thought that wait, I totally lost. I'm so discombobulated. I forgot what I was going to say. All right. Moving on. All right. We've got iridescent fur. I hope this mouse survives till the end. I could just try rebooting the computer. Maybe that'll fix it. I hope that fixes it. Okay. So Jackie saw this one and she did not remember this It's Edward Scissorhands. She did not remember this moon belt thing. She didn't remember a belt. Now, granted, if that had just been a plain old black belt, maybe I wouldn't notice it, but there's this big moon thing, okay? So I saw that not that long ago because I was just going through the comments, and I looked around and I realized there's other things, okay? There's other things. And one thing was here, I'm like, wait, what is that? He's got like a codpiece thing going on now. And then when I was looking for the codpiece, I swear these weren't there when I first started looking. And then I came back and now there's, because I actually scoped around for any more round things or ornaments on there and I didn't see it. And then I came back and I saw those, okay? And then I scoped around some more, and then there's 3 on the collar now also. And I'm just wondering if more will show up someplace now. But it almost looks like there's one down here now. And there's some other stuff. There's like these extra. So I remember him having the scissors, and then the scissors changed, and they had some of the like finger parts for the scissors, like where people with hands would put their fingers. But now he's got these like lever devices that sort of operate the scissors, and you can see those here, and they're really obvious in the videos. Let's see if I can get this mouse. I'm sorry, this mouse, oh, it's such a piece of garbage. And maybe it's the computer doing some of this, but there's a reason I don't usually use this mouse. Okay, so what I did is it's really hard to find the images from all directions, and conveniently or inconveniently, whenever something shifts, it's like you can't find any clear image of it. And so for the codpiece thing, that was the case. Everything was cut off, or he was covering it, or it was dark. And so I found this, like, this is like a 1/4 scale model of Edward Scissorhands, so you can see the outfit. As far as I can tell, it's really, really accurate. So you can see on the back, there's sort of like this sling thing for the butt. I don't remember that. You can see those devices that operate the scissors. They're very clear. And the other thing I noticed is that the scissors have colors on them now. Like some of them have red, and I think one has brown, but you could really see the red, and I don't remember that being the case. So we'll go through. You can see those. Now, in the video, I actually did find these too. Okay, and then you can see this. We'll go through it. Oh, this is interesting. I haven't seen this yet. So this scissor here, I think, has brown, and then that's red, and that's black. I remember them all just being silver. There was no black, no, okay. Also, like, the thumb here is like it's a nippers. It's not a scissors. It's, you know, like a wire cutters thing or something. Not exactly like this one with the fat head, but the thumb, he has a wire cutters now. That's not a scissors. And I'm not sure what this thing is, but I'll see if I can figure. What is that even? It's not a scissors. Is it some kind of measuring device? So he's see, is that even that's so weird. It's got a handle like it's a scissors, but then it looks like a wire, like a pliers even. So he did not have pliers and stuff. This is a scam. I'm not even sure if that's a cutters or just the pliers. Yeah, what is that? And then all these. And they're very weird. These used to be like normal scissors. I mean, now they're just like knives. They're knives and stuff. Knives with scissor handles welded on. I think they're bigger too. At least the right hand one, I think, is larger. Okay, so you see the cod piece thing? I am pretty sure that was not there. Oh, look. There's more of the circle thing. These things are like growing. I swear those leg ones weren't there. He's going to be covered with effing circles by the time the show is over. Oh, okay. Now that's supposed to be like a bolt? What the heck? You know, I hate to say it, but when some man is wearing a cod piece, I always notice it. I don't know if, you know, it's special to me, but I just would notice this because this is... What's all this gold crap? I swear to God, this thing is shifting. This is shifting like right now. Of course, people watching this later won't see it, but there wasn't all this gold stuff. Now it's kind of purple there. Wait a minute. This is crazy. So it's not black, it's like purple. The shoes are not black anymore either. I swear this is getting lighter in front of my eyes or something. I think the outfit is just magically changing. See, it's getting silver here. What, there's gold? Okay. Were those just there? I don't know. I think I'm going crazy, but studs there. Okay. I don't remember those being there a minute ago. I saw that one, but I didn't see those. I feel like if I keep looking, I'm just gonna... Now there's these squares over here. They go around the back. Oh, look, there's like silver thing there. See that? I don't remember seeing that. Oh, look, now there's one on top. It's a wing nut. Is that larger than it was before? I don't know. And I feel like if I just keep watching, it'll just get more insane. I don't know. Is it me? All right. I just remember kind of like a black, yeah, kind of a black outfit, but not all that extra stuff. Farmer digs out yam hand in China. You know what usually happens? Okay, here's the thing with those like tubers and stuff, potatoes that are shaped like a hand. If you take a plastic mold and you stuff the thing into the mold, then it grows into the shape of the mold. So that's usually how that comes about. Then they go, oh, look, it's in this. So, of course, it could be AI, too, these days, but... Pliers. Yeah, I don't know. Pliers hands. So the last time I looked at that, I did say that he had scissor handles, but that was an Emmy at that time, and it wasn't that long ago. So, okay, let's see. I'm gonna, you know, just the way this timeline is, I'm gonna, God, it looks, He's not like black anymore. It's like Darth Vader. He stopped being black. Okay. We have some more. I just wanted to show you that these things that go like that are very obvious. If I put this in its own window, it gets very small, so it's not useful. This shows that the red was there. I'm not sure what this is. Like, I was looking at this video and I don't really understand what is happening with that. Maybe something happened in the in that part of the episode that makes sense, but frankly, I don't remember the scarring being that bad either. More like this was kind of more how it was, but all right, I'm going to make one more pass because if I see any more changes, I'm going to okay, you can see the little circles up through there. That's interesting. All right, silver right through there. This is so interesting because when I was first seeing these, I swear they were the same color as this, which was sort of silvery, but they're all turning gold now. So, I guess he's got this brass hand-shaped thing. I don't remember that. What is this? Maybe that's that thing I was seeing in the other image. Was this all purple? What even is that? I think that just, it's, I don't remember that. Just a minute ago, what is this? Did you guys, do you guys remember seeing this? It's turning purple. There, yeah, look, it's purple. Oh, look, now there's ornaments on there. This is going to look so stupid to people watching this later because, of course, those things will have already be on there and they will have seen it the first run through. But I swear this thing is like changing in front of my eyes. Oh, look, more little circles. I told you more circles are going to show up. A whole bunch of little circles. This is so wild. Oh, look, there's some circles here on the butt sling. I don't remember those there. All right, where was that image of the butt sling? There it is. Yeah, there's more circles. Okay, there's that safety pin thing. What the heck, man? I don't know. Are you guys seeing this, or is it just me? Am I just shifting in, or are you guys seeing it, or I've lost my mind? I don't know, but I swear to God, them circles weren't there. I don't even know what you call that. I'm calling it a butt sling. There's probably some fancy word for it. I'm trying to think what was on those hands before. That I think it was just regular fingers with the scissors covered them. You didn't see this like mitt. Sizzle hands. I'm not high enough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I am either. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I dare look through it again and I'll see another thing and I'll just be like, ah. I'm sure he didn't have a wing net. But you know what I'm really sure of? Okay, I'm real. Are these getting like even bigger the longer I look at them? I swear to God that he did not have these things. And he did not have like purple mitt things. And I'm sure that he did not have the red and black handles. The handles themselves for me showed up last time. I'm quite sure he did not have like pliers. They looked, I was already saying the scissors looked different last time, but now they don't even look like scissors. They look like knives. I mean, that's not a scissor. That might be one. Let's see. These are like knives positioned like scissors. That really does look like a pliers more than a nippers. So they just took, I think they just took weird knives and then they soldered on scissor handles or something. I mean, it does look more cool now, but, and I think those are bigger. I'm going to see what other circles are showing up on here. Look how purple it is. One more square right there, which I don't remember. I must be just arriving at this weird Scissorhands universe. Alright, I'm not seeing any more major changes since 5 seconds ago. Now, come to think of it, I'm hoping if I just reboot my computer, it'll work. Fingers crossed. I really don't want to have to drag this thing in and get it repaired again. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Just some weird... This is getting so bright now. It was like a little dangly thing, but now it goes all the way down in here. Oh, look, there's a little gold right there now. Looks like we might get some on the feet. Yeah, there and there. And right there. It's still shifting. Looks like there's gonna be like these gold studs around here. Oh, there's like a key thing at the... These are turning into little turny key things. Well, it's still shifting. He's gonna turn blonde next time you look. He'll have gold hair. Or maybe he'll just get one streak. That's probably what they'll do. One streak. Alright, hopefully I could look at this all day. I feel like it just keeps changing. Right. It's been a while since I caught it live real time like this. At least it is for me. I mean, I guess we all shift at a different time, but for me this is changing like right now. See, now there's all these gold. I don't think he even had this dangle. There wasn't a dangle off of the cod piece before. This dangle wasn't there. The heck? God. This is so wild for me. Alright. I don't know. You guys are probably not seeing it this way, but yeah, that's why I don't remember that. So he doesn't just have one belt. Now he has 4 belts going across. Those are all just turning into like endless belts. Yeah, see, that's it. They're endless belts. That's a belt, that's a belt. I guess he's just strapped together now. Now you can see the little solder points here. This is so insane. Okay, you guys are probably not seeing it live the way I am, so I'll move on. Yeah, see that gold strap, when I was first looking like an hour ago, there was just a little bit of it visible, but now it's all like, it's all really long, and it's like, then it goes down into the pants, and then it comes back out. So yeah, I had some of the film version on earlier, but it's not that easy to find. See, even since when I looked, I don't remember it being shiny right there. So when I was looking, I was trying to find glimpses of the red, because in some parts you can really see the red handles, and in others you can't. And here you can barely see it, even though you can see the red of his eyes and everything. And that's just weird. It shouldn't be like that. If those handles are bright red, which in some images they very much are, and then here they don't, they look like brown almost. You can barely see it. So something is really off. You can see. So I was thinking, well, maybe they're brighter in this one than they really are. But no, if you dig around, you can find images of the movie itself with the bright red. See, first it got this one circle here, and now there's black ones that go along, but those weren't there. There's a cross piece over here now. I don't remember the piece from there to there. There it is right there. The heck, man, this thing is like morphing in real time. This is crazy. Now there's 2 little... There's 2 little things on the codpiece on that one. There was only 1 before. This is so wild. Alright, I'm going to have to save this one because I'm going to have to come and look at it later. I could look at it all day and you guys are probably like, what in the F is she even talking about? Okay. So this one, let's see, who got this one? I'm pretty sure that almost all of these are Jackie's. Yeah, Jackie, some maps don't show the Florida tail. The Florida tail. So I guess the keys now stick out so far. Let me open it there. That there's it's called the Florida tail. Here, this is the Florida tail, which is all part of Florida, obviously. But So Florida has a tail, I guess. I don't know. New for me, anyways. Some maps don't show it because they're low quality, and that's why you never knew that Florida had a tail. Anybody ever heard that you can get bad teeth from kissing someone that has bad teeth? I think I had that on a while ago. There was some indication that you could catch mouth disease from it. And I don't remember that being a thing like before I saw it a few months ago. This is what happened. I'm not going to repeat that. Yeah, the Salton Sea does look like what you just said. I have made, yeah, the Keys are now the tail. But they're way out here, though. I don't remember, like, it just... It's sort of like how Alaska's getting that. And you know what I bet? I bet you that these were going to get bigger and bigger and kind of solidify, and it really will be, like, more of a tail. Like, see how that one is? I bet it's going to look more like that. The tail. Because that's how it looks now, but... I don't know, can you even see that? I don't think you can. There, now you can see it. Anyway, I just don't remember there being a Florida tail, because the Keys started out like really close to the coast, and that was it. Florida has a tail. So there's that, and Florida tail. Okay, this one, wait, let me get rid of that one. This mouse is hard to wrangle. Oh, apparently 1,000 years before Stonehenge, there were these things, which are vishapakars. They're stones that represent water dragons. There, nope, we're not at big one yet. There's a whole bunch of them. I assume there's some carving on those whale-looking ones, but they're like... Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be some kind of whale mouth or something. Okay. Oh, it's a fish. Vishaps. Vishapakars. And these are supposed to represent water dragons. You can see they're starting to get like lines of them and stuff, so I have a feeling we're going to get... It's basically more Stonehenges coming in. Armenia, also known as vishap stones. Vishap stelae, serpent stones, dragon stones. Found in large numbers in Armenian highlands, in natural and artificial ponds and other sources of water, carved from one piece of stone into cigar-like shapes with fish heads or serpents. Supposedly they are images of vishaps, a water dragon of Armenian folklore. There are about 150 known extant vishap stelae, of which 90 are found in Armenia. Okay, so basically more weird Stonehenge-y things. Never heard of them, of course. Okay, the big logo. I have to agree that there's something different about the big logo. I mean, something really different for me. So I'm like, okay, is this like new? I go to the big Logopedia. This logo has been there since 1961. So before I was born, quite a bit before I was born, they had this little bit simpler version for a little while. I also don't remember the slant, so that's new for me. Heavy slant on the BIC. A lot of things are slanted now. I don't think that the I had like this smallification, whatever you call it. I mean, the font looks different, basically. It's goofy. It's slanted. But I really, really, really do not remember Robot Pen Monster Guy. I have never seen this thing in my life. It's a pretty neat little logo. I don't think I would fail to see it. And it's interesting because you've got one straight shoulder and one down shoulder, I guess to account for how the pen sword thingy is. In a way, I really like that logo, but in a way, I find it's very creepy. It's like an AI robot monster or something. Yeah, I did definitely notice that they are very salton sea shaped stones. And I was wondering. Now they say they're supposed to be fish and dragons and stuff, but white knees on. There's a thing called crypto. Never heard of that. Crypto Jews? I've never heard of that either. You've seen the Big Pen Guy your whole life. I've never seen that mascot. Okay. One yes, one no. I have never seen that thing before. So that is bizarre to me. It's cool. I just don't see how I wouldn't remember it if I ever saw it even once. The idea that it's so old yet so brand new, yet in a way is very vintagey looking, but in a way looks very modern. Okay, well, some of you remember it and some of you don't. Okay, now, how common is 11 fingers? Or polydactyly? How common is it to have an extra part? We've talked about this before, but apparently now it varies by race. And the race with the most extra fingies is African Americans, with 1 in 150 births having an extra digit. For Caucasians, it's 1 in 700 to 1,000. This is interesting because I swear to God, I had this saved and it said 1 in 1,000. And now it says 1 in 700 to 1,000. The condition affects about 1 in 500 to 1,000 infants. See, I swear it said 1 in 1,000. Now it's 1 in 500, making it the most common type of congenital hand and foot difference. Twice as common in men. Extra toes are more frequently found on the left foot than the right foot. Runs in families. This is crazy. If both parents have polydactyly, well, I guess what's the odds of both parents having polydactyly? Higher now, anyway, but there is a 75% probability the child will be born with extra digits. Okay, so it's very hereditary now. So I think it used to be that they would say it was just like there was a mistake as the formation of the child in the womb, like a confusion. But now it's like on purpose hereditary. On most cases, the extra toe is located on the outer side of the foot near the little toe, which is the most common form. Crazy. So actor David Tennant has an extra toe. Is it and apparently there's a thing called the 11th toe debate where people are like, oh, does so and so have an extra toe? I guess because of the current thing where more black people have it, it's more of a thing for black actresses. The claim that Oprah Winfrey has an 11th toe is a persistent internet rumor. I've never heard of the 11th toe debate. It's not just Oprah, there's some others. Some claim she had it removed. There was some other characters, 11 famous people that do have 11 fingers or toes. I'm afraid to even look at it. And then the story then apparently is that The Nephilim have 6. Like, they have polydactyly. Is this the image that made it look like she had another toe? Okay, so assuming that's not altered, it does look kind of more like a weird hump, like a big fat bunion. And in the current reality, these sides of the foot have more lump than normal. And you can see this one's really bent in. So somebody's been wearing high-heeled shoes since she was a child, where they push in the toes. This is what happens if women wear a lot of fancy shoes since before they're fully formed, or even after adulthood. It really mangles the crap out of your toes. So I would not recommend it. Wear your comfy flats. Okay, so now there's this drama rumor that Oprah Winfrey might have another toe, whatever. Not that I really care, but it's crazy to me that 1 in 150 of anybody would be born with an extra toe. And that means you're Nephilim. Woo! Maybe. That thing was in my timeline, but the white spot on his knees. Oh, okay, interesting. So you don't remember the white knees on the logo creature. You don't remember the dots on the knees. Okay. It still kind of fits the pattern, because it does really seem like things just get more and more complicated. Like Edward Scissorhands, for instance. Used to just be scissors, then it was scissors with handles, then it was blades with scissor handles soldered on, and then it was other things that aren't scissors. And I saw that there was a story recently with they said a guy with quadruple, like he was what is the word for no limbs, like he was quadruple, whatever. How can somebody with no arms, hands, and feet like kill somebody, right? Well, it turns out that he does have like this part of the arm and this nub, and he's able to like shoot guns and do a lot with those nubs. And apparently he did shoot somebody. But it's just kind of wacky to think of somebody, yeah, Edward Swiss knife hands. I wonder if there'll be like no scissors at all in the end, and then they'll go, oh, well, it's commonly called scissor hands, but really he's Edward Swiss knife hands. It's a misconception that those are scissors, and they were going to call him knife hands, but yeah, it wasn't quadriplegic because it moves. All of them are it's quadruple amputee. That I think was what it was. So he's got like knees, and then it's nubs, and then he's got elbows, and then it's nubs. So he can still like do things. So I guess you can shoot a gun, then yeah, I don't know. He doesn't. I think you're pretty old if you're a thalidomide baby, because you have to be older than me, and he was not that old. So I don't think he's a thalidomide baby. I guess it's still they do still give out thalidomide, so it's possible, but we're all wearing super advanced VR goggles. Yeah, well, mine is like glitching because Edward Scissorhands is magically changing in front of my eyes, and it's freaking me out. Okay, so I'm going to be like the weird person, because you know what? 5'3" used to be the standard height of women, and now it's like 5'4". So I'm getting shorter because everybody else is getting taller. Like, I'm not really shorter, but everybody else is taller. I got normal numbers of fingers. I'm going to be like the weird one with only 10. I've got all the old wisdom teeth. Now a lot of people don't have all 4 wisdom teeth. All stuff from my old timeline that's getting outdated. Okay, so Jackie found this thing, and it's I I really wanted to make this the thumbnail, but it was a web page and I don't think it'll work. But can you imagine living and you saw these things? Like this this thing, it has like the world, it's another one of them super long neck creatures somehow lived. I don't think that, though, no creatures could have that long a neck in my timeline, but this one isn't as big. It was only 20 feet long, but still, this is like ridiculous. Because how do you have that neck and then, like, especially this one, how do you have a neck that long and then the back doesn't just go bleep? You know, I mean, it's just, there's too much weight in the front. It's like ridiculous. Tanystropheus is one of the most well-described non-archosauriform archosauromorphs, known from numerous fossils, including nearly complete skeletons. They reached a length of 6 meters, so about 20 feet. That's still pretty big. And they've been around since long before I was born. They knew about these things, so it's not like some new find or anything. There is a skeleton of them, so look at those vertebrae. That's crazy. How do you have this little body and this long thing? I could kind of see it if they said it was only in the ocean, but no, they're saying that it walked on land and stuff. So how does the head, I don't see it. Okay, I guess there's a skeleton of it. Now this is like in the story that in the early days they weren't sure how it worked and they thought that the bones were part of a tail, like the neck bones. So they screwed up and made that, guessed it was that. But now we know better because we're so smart. Okay, so here it is in comparison to a human. Although it's interesting because that image does not really show that. I mean, like the body here is let's see, one body equals 1, 2, 3 neck things. And that's not what that image shows. That image is more realistic, basically. So that's interesting because this is supposed to be a comparison, but it looks like little hands too. The proportions are not what I just saw on that skeleton. There's just a neck and head, I think. Okay, so let's see. There's the body and there's the neck. And then some tail right there, I guess. The Florida tail. What's the Florida tail? Oh, wait. It finally got good. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe that image was realistic because it does look like 1/3 on that one. Okay, so maybe some of those drawings were a little off. But anyway, I've never seen those before. It's another one of the ridiculous long ones. Just the right size to make a pet. Yep. Supposedly lived in water that supported its ridiculous neck. I don't know, but there's all these, they're showing all these images of it like walking on land, so. And there was a whole story. How did the vertebrae hold up such a long neck? And I actually didn't click on it because it's probably going to magically change tomorrow anyway. What is the utility? See, the only thing I can think of is if you're reaching up high to get far away food above you, but that's not the story. All right, let's see. Giraffe skeleton. Let me see. This might be tricky because I'm trying to think if I've ever seen one before. Okay, wait. Why does the neck not look long? Okay, hold on. Giraffe. Wait, that's a giraffe? Didn't they have a longer neck? Wait a minute. I thought they had a way longer neck. Didn't they have like a way longer neck? This one... I don't know, am I going crazy? I thought they had a longer neck than that. It doesn't really look all that long now. I mean, it kind of looks long. I thought the body was smaller and the neck was longer. And I don't remember this big hump like this. Okay. I don't know. I just... The body looks bigger than I remember, and then the... Is it me? Am I... Because one thing I really remember is that they had trouble reaching the ground and stuff because their neck was so long. It doesn't really look like they're going to have a big problem now. Okay, thank you. Because I'm like looking at that and I do remember that they had the same number of neck vertebrae as us. At least I heard that maybe like 8 or 10 years ago or something. They almost look like tall llamas. Okay. Let's see. Giraffe. Do they still have to spread their leg? Eating from the ground. Eating grass. Okay, they do still have to, I guess. It doesn't really look like they should have to, though. I guess it's because now they have this big hump. Maybe that's why. Oh. See, the body got way bigger and the neck is so much smaller. Yeah, that's it. Look at how long the legs are. They have like super long legs now. The legs are as long as the neck is. That wasn't the way it was before. Alright, they do still have to splay, but it didn't really seem like they should have to. Alright, so if he reaches in front of him, he doesn't have to splay that much. I wonder if that'll change, because I just don't really see why. So they still reach high, but a lot of it is the legs now. Yeah, I guess you could just sit down. That's crazy. I swear to God, their necks were longer. This one looks longer because the feet are hidden behind a little hill, and it still looks too short. Like, they used to be so long that it looked kind of impossible, but not anymore. Man, okay. Well, all right. Let me put that in there. Craziness. I didn't. That's one thing that was not on my bingo card. Was giraffes get shorter necks? Alright. That one surprises me. I expected it to be more and more extreme, and it like reversed. I don't know. Was that the Mandela you were talking about with the skeleton? I don't remember that humpy thing either, so that's a little bit weird for me. I've kind of seen it developing lately, but not. I don't remember it being that extreme. So yeah, like the legs are so long now. The legs were not as long as the neck. That's crazy. Gold giraffe skeleton, life size. Life size? Is it like a baby? What do they mean by life size? Alright, here we go. Yeah, see, there's a huge hump there. I remember like there being a hump more down like by the shoulder region. I guess then, let's see. Here's the skeleton. So this goes way up now. I think it goes, this is not even accurate. I think it goes even further up. That's I wonder if any of the old tattoos have the old long neck. Oh, it's closer. Maybe. Dang. Okay, well, there's not much hint of it. I must have had a big shift or something. Alright, these were so cute. I think Jackie found these. Almost all of these are Jackie's. Big logo was Jackie's. Polydactyly was Jackie's. That Tanny Strophius was Jackie's. This thing is, it's so cute. It's I'm pretty sure this was Jackie's. I didn't even write it down actually, but it's this white booted racket tail, and hummingbird. But it has, see these white things? Those are part of the hummingbird. So it sits there. It's got. It's cute. This is very cute. So it just got, I guess, a ton of fur on the, I don't know, why would you have that? So originally for me, there were no like long tail hummingbirds anyways. Now there's all kinds of crazy long. Look at that thing. That one has, what, orange boots? Since when do they have orange boots? It just said it was white boots. So that one has a Peruvian racket tail. Okay, so racket tail, the Peruvian one has the orange boots, and the white tailed has the white boots. beautiful blue thingies on the end. If I recall, they flit around really nicely too. Okay, so those are really cool. Melungians are a historically marginalized tri-racial Appalachian ethnic group of mixed nationalities characterized by dark hair and light-colored eyes. There's a lot of that like showing up, that there's like African groups that have like blonde hair, but it's that same curly African style hair, but it's like blonde. And yeah, I've never heard of Melungians before though. But they're these groups with different style of colorations are showing up all over, and weird textures of hair and that kind of thing. New study reveals T-Rex didn't reach full size until age 40. Okay. With all the energy they need to fly, you'd think they'd have bare minimum of feathers. Yeah, you know, I think in this world, there's like the air is thicker or something, because things fly with smaller wings. They don't flap as much as I recall. Like the birds used to have to flap the whole time, but a lot of the birds now, they just go flap. They go flap, flap, like that. You can see them like going like this as they fly, because they don't flap constantly. I've mentioned that before. Alright, so see, do you remember those? It's really obvious, and I don't remember those being on there. This is interesting, because I was looking before for those, and they weren't really prominent in the, and I'm like, oh, you can't barely see them, and maybe I didn't notice them because they're not real visible. Like in that one it's not, but there it really is. So that's why I was thinking I didn't notice them. See, and like those, there's circles growing all over this creature. So lately the birds have been chirping at 1:30 again. I had just been thinking that there's no loud chirpy birds at night for a long time, and now there are loud chirpy birds at night. Look at how prominent those circles are. In the last couple days they've been chirping at night again. I think it's been over a year since I've been heard, maybe 2 years since I've heard them chirping at night, with any kind of commonality or regular. I'm not counting owls. Yeah, see, really obvious. They're not even circles, are they? What are those? I thought they were circles, but now they're not looking like circles. That's like ovals, and what's that? They like little handcuffs or something. They're not ovals. I have to wait and see what shape those take. Alright, let's see. Oh, that was me checking all the comments. This is like the worst show. Nothing but technical difficulties, and then I was all confused. And I still feel all confused. I'm just like out of it. Camels changed a while ago. Yeah, camels eat meat now. They're omnivores. Up in NorCal, I noticed birds chirping at night when it's warm all night. Tonight's kind of cold, though, so I don't know. Maybe it's seasonal now, but I don't remember this happening last spring. When I was at the old place, there was a big phase where there was a lot of late night bird chirping, and then I would drive home and they'd be chirping at night at home, and then I didn't really hear it for most of the last few years I've been here. I don't recall hearing it, and then now it's kicking in again. I heard it like the last 2 nights. This is like the 3rd night in a row. Okay, so we'll go over some I have saved. So these salt lake things with the weird salt buildups are getting really popular. So there's one in Lake Mazazir. See, I got banned from here because I didn't agree with the lockdowns, and Reddit went through, and everybody that was on certain subreddits like No New Normal were banned from a whole bunch of other subreddits by the moderators of the other subreddits. So even though I'd never even been on this subreddit, I got banned from it and like 20 or 30 others because everybody that was on No New Normal got insta-banned. It's crazy times. Let's see. What did I just call that? Lake Mazazir. In Azerbaijan, located in the Absheron Peninsula. Azerbaijan. That's interesting because I was just kind of saying I think that Azerbaijan got a little bit bigger lately. I've been kind of watching that area because it seems like the areas with a lot of world stage activity tend to get shifty. But maybe it's just that I notice it more because I'm looking at it for other reasons, so I will notice any changes. But I keep waiting to see what's up with Kazakhstan because it got so big. Let's see. Oh. So, it is possible last I checked. Let's see. View. Tools. Measurement. Contours. Add. This is interesting because I was on here like yesterday and I was able to get rid of these clouds. Clouds, no clouds. But now it's just animated clouds or not animated clouds. Let me see if there's some, okay, maybe under custom I can find it. There. All right, I did say I wanted no clouds the other day, but I just zoomed out and they were there. So, clouds? No clouds. All right. Let's try it again. Okay. So even though I chose no clouds, when I first got here and zoomed out, they still gave me the effing clouds. But then I went and looked at my settings and the clouds went away because I looked at my settings. This is complete baloney. Okay. Another weird thing I saw, because you can't see contours that well, so I'm like, well, maybe this will do it. But it won't do it for that. Like, I type in, where's Iran, and it doesn't do the red outline. But I typed in Kazakhstan. Let me see if it'll still do it. Kazakhstan. Are you going to give it to me? Ah, see, okay. So Kazakhstan gets a red outline. Iran does not get a red outline. I think Azerbaijan got one. I don't know why this is, though. Azerbaijan. Okay, Azerbaijan does not get one. It does not get a red outline. Russia does not get one. But see, it's not by size because Iran got Kazakhstan got one, but Azerbaijan did not. So what is up? Georgia, country. Georgia does not get one. What about Armenia? Armenia gets one. So why? Like, what's did somebody just not program it in? It just would be very convenient if I could find the outlines of things. I feel like Azerbaijan is getting larger, and that's kind of the reason I was doing all this. So since everything is getting so strange and everybody's talking about end times, I kind of did a quick perusal of the Bible, end times, Yammer, and so let me just go through it here. To the Bible. What happens to Israel during the end times? Oh. Okay, so during the 7-year tribulation, the Antichrist will break a peace covenant with Israel, leading to a great battle. Jews return to the land, Jerusalem is restored. They face persecution. A remnant of Jewish people and then there's a big destruction somewhere, and then a remnant will recognize Jesus as their Messiah, and then there'll be final deliverance. The reason I was kind of looking at it is, what's interesting is this story that it was actually Khazarians that have moved there, and the Khazarians are not of the blood of this place originally, but converted later, and that the story is that the Khazarians were Turkish. So if the story then is that they were defeated in some kind of war, and then they fled to the north, and then they kind of intermingled with the Europeans. Okay, but so say they did that, and then they came back. Let's just say, I'm not saying this is what happened. It's one of the narratives that magically showed up that I never heard of until like about a year or two ago. So then I looked into it, and the official prediction is for the blood. The clan is the blood. Okay, so if you're not of the blood of this location, then I don't think that Bible prediction would hold for you, because they're talking about bloodlines there. So if the bloodlines are actually Khazarian, then these are actually going to be the usurpers instead of the natives. Okay, so that throws the whole thing on its ear if the locals are actually the Jews, and then the ones that came in are the usurpers. So then it would be like flip-flopped opposite. Now maybe that's like different timelines have different like versions of this, but then I went and I looked in the Quran using the AI. Obviously I didn't read the whole Quran, and it says that there will be they actually in the Quran have a very similar storyline as the Bible. And the Quran says that the usurpers will come from the north to attack Israel. So I just thought that was interesting, because the Khazarians would also come from the north. So the story kind of holds up. And the other thing that's interesting is that I don't think like some of that stuff was even in there. So it magically changed. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on this, because if we're heading towards the end times, which I don't think are the end, but like a transformation time, then maybe these prediction things will have morphed and so they can come true. I don't know. Or maybe I'll get a different reality than any of that, and then I'll look back and that was always in the Bible, but it'll be something different. So this is so confusing for me, but I did kind of check into that, and that's one of the reasons I was looking, because they They do come from the northish, and a lot of them come from up in Russia. The Khazarians. I've never even heard of the Khazarians until recently, so there's so many conspiracy theories here, it's crazy. Reddit is filled with weirdos who love to ban people. Yeah, see, I wasn't even on their sub. That's what was weird. That was the beginning of the weird during the lockdowns. I got profiled. That's true. I got profiled. And some people were only on there to argue. They weren't even on there because they believed it, but everybody got banned, and you were allowed to go and plead your case and beg to be let back on, but I'm not doing that. Besides, I'm not on there to argue, so. Yeah, it's like almost time for me to go, and I'm like totally spaced out, so. You can't force God's hand. Yeah, I don't think you can. And I also think that if the good creator or God or whatever, the good one, not the bad one, if that one comes back and finds out that you decided to go to war to get him to come back, I don't think he's going to be really happy about that plan. I mean, that's not what it says to do in the Bible and stuff. So, I don't know. That's another thing. I've just been listening because of that strong delusion story. And, I'm not saying that the Bible is like 100% accurate in all things, but a lot of people watch it, and maybe that's why it's so shifty. So if a lot of people believe that it's predictive, maybe it will be predictive, because that's sort of how we are now. I heard about Khazarian first time from Cliff. I don't know. I heard some other people say it for a few weeks, and then Cliff covered it, and he acted like he's always been talking about it. And I've heard a lot of Cliff's lectures. I've never once heard of these people, so it was just bizarre to me. It's like suddenly it was just everywhere. You guys start looking at Google Earth on the daily. I actually did look at it. I didn't see a lot of changes other than the Azerbaijan thing. I've already covered the Gulf of Hormuz. This is getting bigger and bigger, whatever that is. And over here, these are getting huge too. Farajan Island Marine Sanctuary. These land bits. Oh, the other thing I noticed is there's kind of this weird curvy, like, swoopy pattern in this one now. I don't know what's up with that, but, like, see how it used to be more just straight. I kind of feel like the Bab el Mandeb, as we say it here. I think that's the Bab el, right? Right there. Yeah, Bab el Mandeb. That, I think, has gotten tinier, because I don't remember this little island here. I think that's pinched in tighter, too. Oh, and you know what? This. I don't remember this happening. This little lip of... I'm quite sure that has not been there long, this piece of encroaching waterway here. That's bizarre. I'm wondering if we're going to get some kind of islandy thing there, too. So this getting a little more tricky in here. Waterway seems to be forming through here now. Water there. Water there. So something's growing along here. So there are some changes going on here. It kind of looks like long-term there's going to be some water and stuff in there too, because this is how it starts. It gets kind of low, and then it gets kind of dark, and then it... See, like here. Also here, Black Sea, all of this up here, I don't think... This was sort of bean-shaped, but first we got this finger, but now we got, like, all of this way up here. So I think what's happened is this Crimea has sort of bent around. God, the shape of Crimea with his finger looks strange too, actually. Yeah, they're actually, this is a lot different of a shape for Crimea. There used to be all these circle patterns in here of the farming, and now those are all gone. I don't know if you remember me talking about those. They're gone. Okay, there's some here. Let's see if we can find it. No more on Crimea. How old is this? Data. 2015, so it's not like this is the fault of Russia or something that they changed the... Oh, look at how dark that is. Wow. Okay. Okay, so some changes there. This piece here, this inlet has gotten a lot larger. Here, this wasn't really like that before. That's like coming in. And that's water, so it's really getting broke off here. Here, same thing. Water encroaching. Iceland getting more icy. Greenland getting more green. This used to be all white. Now it's not. Almost all the white is gone from Canada now. Even these islands are not white that much, so that's pretty crazy. Let's see, the tail of Florida. Cuba, look at Cuba's bigger than Florida now. Even the Dominican Republic is bigger than Cuba used to be. This area is really getting blocked off. So what if you wanted to get into the Gulf of whatever, so you'd have to go all the way around Florida, all the way around the Keys. So you'd have to slip through there, or you'd have to like, you know, you're going to have what, all of this now, so you'd have to what, come in through here, all through there, and then slide through there. There is no easy way into the Gulf of whatever now. South America is so far north that it is not at all really under North America anymore. All right. See, even though I took away the clouds, it's lightening it up, so you still can't see very light. Like, why do that? Why do that? It's so irritating. And even though it's remembered my setting for clouds, it still gave me freaking clouds. It's designed to hide the Mandela. Close Armenia. Yep. So this definitely did not have this little spike. That is definitely, I swear that's getting longer and longer. The Dubai spike. This growing out here, this was not here originally. Huge lake right there. So sometimes when the lakes come in and then they don't color it really blue, they just color it kind of muddy at first, like here, and then later it kind of sneaks in and darkens. It's part of the scam. Yeah, lately they just haven't making the lakes blue anymore. Kind of hides them when they come in. This is interesting. I think this waterway in here has kind of opened up a little. When this first slammed in, it was all smushed up, but now it's almost one with the mainland up here, but it's pretty wide out here. So I think, see how this is here? I think this is what's going to happen to the Keys, the Florida tail, the Florida Keys. It's going to solidify, because what the Florida Keys looks like now is what this looked like when it first showed up. I wonder if we're going to just get land bridges everywhere. We're going to have to learn to get along if that's the case. That's gotten really large right there. United Kingdom has gotten really large. I don't know, does anybody see anything else? I think that's all the more recent ones I can think of. Can anybody see this Chinese professor that can predict what's going to happen? Well, he didn't say his predictions are 100%, but I have been watching him, and he brings up a lot of important points. He's a really smart guy. I'm pretty sure his IQ is very high. But again, he doesn't claim to predict the future. He just understands history a lot. He understands history and the factors a lot more. But there's always going to be some factors that you didn't think of. So I'm hoping that we can get something to dig us out of this Iran conflict without World War III. Because I don't see how, and that Chinese guy was actually explaining a lot of the problem, because those Gulf states apparently pump a lot of money into the USA economy in exchange for those bases, and there's a real cozy relationship. So if we lose the bases and we lose regional control, Iran will quite possibly get a lot of that money and control, and that is going to really hurt the U.S. economy. And it's kind of a Ponzi scheme at this point already. So can it tolerate losing its base? That's really questionable. So that's probably why we don't want to let go. And Iran, obviously, it's as existential for them, so they're not going to stop. So there's no reason for either to stop. I mean, we should stop, obviously, but that might be why they won't, because there's an economic dependency issue that's driving it beyond, now that it's gone too far, they don't know how to get out of it. But I have seen that the economy does impossible things, like during the lockdown, somehow the economy did not completely collapse. And so I think that the economy runs on fairy dust at this point. And so we may not have the oil should be $200 a barrel, and it's not. So I think we could have a similar to the lockdowns where the stuff just didn't happen. I mean, it should have. Everybody predicted it would. Everybody predicted the doom gloom, and then it just didn't happen. And we could end up with that again. I mean, not to say there won't be any problems, but yeah, this dude, yeah, he very smart. He's a very smart guy. He has his own channel too somewhere. Yeah, he was on Tucker recently, but yeah, he is very interesting. And he's not side-ish. He's not picking a side. He's basically just saying these are the factors and the forces at play here, and why these guys are doing this and why these guys are doing this. He doesn't get too moralistic, so neither side should get too upset. But it did help me understand some of the factors behind things a little better. It's going to be messy, but no World War III or nuke will happen. So we did find out in recent years that the nukes of this current timeline are not as bad as the nukes of the past, because it used to be like, oh, that place is irradiated for 10,000 years and blah, 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 and nuclear winter. And then now they're like, oh no, Nagasaki, they just built new houses and everybody's living there now. And there's the, oh, nuclear winter, that was overblown and you'd have to drop like 200 nukes or more and you probably still wouldn't get nuclear winter and all that. So if we do get nukes, and I certainly hope we don't, but it won't be the disaster physically in this timeline that it would have been in the old timeline. Emotionally, of course, it would be bad, but I certainly hope that we don't. But there does seem to be, I don't know, I feel like this is going to be maybe the thing that something like World War III. I'm hoping, it won't be as bad, but I think that this might be the thing now. And there might be some nukes. I don't know. But then we've got aliens and AI coming down the chute, so it could get complicated. There's a lot of drama brewing with those three factors all at once. World War III will not happen this timeline. Or maybe there'll be some version and they'll end up calling it that, but it won't be as bad. I mean, it's already bad for Israel and Iran, but there's been a lot of countries that have had bad times in the last 10 years, thanks to a bunch of bombing and stuff too. So, if humans are not all real and a lot of them are NPCs, then it could be just a movie on a screen for a lot of people. I'm over here watching, thinking, oh, I hope all those people aren't getting like murdered and horror and blah. But are they real? I don't know. Maybe I just like to think that most of those people that I see suffering are not, because then they wouldn't be really suffering because they're not real. So I prefer that, but I mean, I can't say for sure. It's tricky, though. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll almost get it, and then it'll get averted by some crazy thing, at least in this timeline, and it'll be enough they'll call it World War III. But, I mean, there's a lot of wars going on, and now the big ones, the big countries are getting sucked in. So there might be enough to call that. I really would prefer not, or it'll get averted at the last minute, like an almost. But I think we might be getting something that is like Armageddon coming. Remember, Armageddon pretty much happens in Israel, and they are getting bombed really bad right now. So they're not letting the info out, so you don't see it that much. Because it's 2 years in jail if you show video footage, which is pretty bad. Even if you're a tourist or something, if you show... I think 2 people, they were tourists and their apartment got bombed, and they showed they sent a private email to somebody saying, oh, this is what's left of my apartment. And now they're risking, they may get, I don't know if they'll go through, but they're being charged with under that 2 years in jail thing for privately sending, just not on social media, just sending it to relatives, an image of their bombed apartment. And that's not because in this day and age, they say it's so that Iran won't have targeting info, but with satellites and everything, we can see where all the bombs hit from the satellite. Russia and China can, so there is not really, they know where they hit, so... Anyways, it's already bad is the thing. I mean, it's already bad for 2 countries, like really bad right now. So, and then you look at, there's Iran and Israel. It's really bad for both of those. Remember, as much as you want to be maybe mad at Israel, there's a lot of people in Israel who don't agree with the war, and Netanyahu, assuming he's not just an AI, the concept of him is very unpopular on a lot of for a lot of people. So if everybody is real in Israel that's getting bombed, some of those people totally disagreed with it. Just like here, I mean, nobody. When the Republicans voted for Trump, Trump ran on a no wars, and especially no wars with Iran platform. And what are we doing? I mean, it's like Zelensky ran on a platform of abide by the Minsk Accords and get along better with Russia. How did that work out? You know, that's what the people voted for. But instead we got the opposite. And so, you know, there's a lot of people who totally didn't want it who are going to get bombed. And that really sucks. I mean, as far as what Israel is living through. Larry Johnson had the pics of the carrier Gerald Ford, and it really looked bad. This wasn't a fire that made it look like this. Really? Let's see. Larry Johnson, carrier Gerald Ford. Now I'm curious. Larry Johnson, carrier. Is that the one that they said a fire broke out? It might be hard to find it. Let's see. There have been rumors that it might have been sabotaged by the people, like the regular schlep stuck, because that carrier has been out for what, months and months and months. Probably a bunch of people on there don't agree with what's happening. Plus, they can't do much anyway, and so there are some that are saying that first they started flushing towels down the toilets and stuff, and that caused that problem, and then there was a oops fire, and maybe it was on purpose. And I think they said, what, 10% of the crew cabins were burned or something? News. All right, how about this? 600 sailors are sleeping on decks aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford due to fire. 30-hour fire. My goodness, that's... I mean, maybe they did get bombed, but... Oh, it's leaving? No, it left 3 days ago. Let's see.
Maintained throughout.
I don't know. I'll have to dig that up. I don't know where it's going to be at. I don't even know who Larry Johnson is, so that doesn't really help either. Over 200 children are killed through bombing in Iran. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more because that was just that first bomb that killed like 100. And I know I hear different numbers. It was like 175. The first bomb... One of the first bombs that landed in Iran landed on that school, and it was a weird story where they're like, bomb? What bomb? Oh, I don't know anything about it. Oh, maybe the Iranians blew up their own school, but then that was ridiculous because the West was bombing all in the area, so how would Iran predict that we were going to bomb in the area and then run over and bomb their school? And it's ridiculous. And then they're like, oh, it's tomahawk pieces. And then the West is like, well, lots of people have tomahawks. And then it's like, well, no, only the Western countries have tomahawks. And then, well, maybe it was an accident and it just fell there by mistake. And then you find out it was a double tap, which means they bombed once, waited 3 hours, 30 minutes, and then bombed again. The same exact spot. And then they're like, oh, well, maybe it was a mistake because a bajillion years ago it used to be more of a military base thing. But even so, like when you're bombing a military base, you don't just bomb the base willy-nilly. You bomb the area that look like it has like the weapons in it. You know, you bomb the airplane hangar, you bomb those, but you don't just bomb like an office building. So I don't buy that story either. I think that probably they were using intel from, this is my guess, I can't swear to it, but I think probably they were using intel from Israel. Israel wants a war, they want Iran pissed off, and so they wanted to bomb that. That is my best guess, because we know that they bombed many schools like in Gaza and like that. And I think they want the war. They don't want Iran to give up. They don't want that. They want to fight. Larry Johnson is an ex-CIA guy. Live him. His info is very good. Okay, I'll have to check into that guy, Larry Johnson. Let me write this down. Ex-Intel. Now Israel's buying islands from Greece. I mean, Israel is getting shellacked really bad. It's really bad. So, you know... Yeah, double tap. That is also a Israeli specialty. They love to double tap. So they bomb it, and then people run in to save the injured, and then they bomb it again to get all the saviors and the medical facility stuff. So it's extra evil, because if you just wanted to destroy the military capability, you wouldn't double tap. You would just, once you destroyed the machinery and stuff, then you would move on. So it's like double tap is very extra evil, and it's kind of tough because I don't know if the U.S. is also doing that. Everything is so evil now that it wouldn't shock me, but historically that was more of an Israeli thing. As weird as the past 5 years has been, it boggles my mind. Yeah, I know, and like it's like everything's gotten more insane. Like politicians have gotten more evil, and their lies have been more transparent, and like, you know, it's like, oh, we want to negotiate, and then we bomb their negotiators, and then we're gonna destroy your country in 2 days, and then at the end of 2 days, if you don't give up, and then, just kidding, actually, we're gonna not bomb your country for 5 days while we negotiate. And the Iranians are like, we're not doing any negotiations. And then our president is waxing on about the wonderful negotiations that apparently exist only in his head. And then he says, we're not going to bomb any infrastructure for 5 days. And then 3 hours after he says that, they bomb a gas facility. So there's your infrastructure. So like, why even say all that? I mean, just shut up. It's like ridiculous. Like, why make a statement and then go back on it in 3 hours? I mean, like, there's no reason to do that. It's insanity. It's like, what's wrong with you? You're trying to like act as dumb as possible or something? I mean, even if you did like say this went worse than you thought and it didn't turn out the way you thought, like, shut up and just deal with it. I mean, it's just, you know, only this timeline could be this insane. 10 years ago, I just can't think this would ever have happened like this. Claiming that there's negotiations, well, there's no negotiations at all, because the other side said repeatedly that they're not going to negotiate because you're a big fat liar and they can't trust you. You know, it's ridiculous. This would have, I just don't understand why nobody has like made an AI out of them and strapped them in the basement or something. It's just like, Iranians are making very funny and good memes. Well, there's plenty of material, that's for sure. There's no shortage of things to make fun of. I mean, from my end, I just can't, like, every day there's some absolutely ridiculous thing that's said. I just, like, and it's not working because I guess maybe it has to happen so people wake up. Maybe if it's this ridiculous, it's people who were having trouble waking up are going to see it. All right. Gerald Fort. Let's see this thing. They said it was a 30-hour fire, so that ain't small potatoes. Let's see. All right, that's just the image. Okay. I gotta say, I'm not a carrier expert, but it's a 30-hour fire. So what is the current condition? Is that carrier going to have to... I mean, I definitely see a lot of bird crap, so I don't know. Let's see. How bad is it? How bad is carrier Gerald Ford damaged? Not that I can totally trust our side to tell the truth. Okay, it left the Middle East. It's our largest carrier for repairs. Damage due to a fire in the laundry room. With the 4 down Greece, the U.S. military only has 1 aircraft carrier in the war. How many carriers do we have anyway? It's in Suda Bay for maintenance and repairs, but remains fully mission capable. The port calls... Well, I mean, I guess it can still, like, shoot its weaponry, and it can sail. So it's fairly mission capable. It's just people are going to have to sleep on the deck, and maybe they got to eat ramen, and you have to poop over the side, and... The Ford has been at sea for 9 months. Yeah, that was part of it. They were stuck out at 9 months. I think it wasn't supposed to be that long. I think a lot of people didn't agree with what was happening, and they just wanted to go home. And then you can't do much because they have to stay way out to sea because Iran will bomb your butt if you get too close. So maybe, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe some people decided to just sabotage a few things. The vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee last week criticized ship's extended deployment, calling the fire incredibly concerning. The Ford and its crew have been pushed to the brink after nearly a year at sea, and they have been paying the price for reckless military decisions, Warner said. So it's sort of implied here that that was user error or whatever you want to call it. But, it's probably the first war I ever recall where it's like people don't want to do it, and I could totally see something like this happening. Not just like one crazy person, but like just, I could see it, I could see it happening. The repair takes 1 year. We suck so bad at fixing anything now. We just don't have the industrial capabilities and the setup, and everything has 100,000 rules and regulations and has to be clacked through so many departments and approvals, and that's why it takes so long. I am sure that if the Russians had the same thing, they'd have it done in like way less time because they would just streamline it. Daniel Davis is supposed to be the third person, but since he wasn't after Joe Kent, but because he wasn't pushing the certain narrative, they didn't... Yeah. And see, that whole narrative, it's crazy because there is so much evidence now that a certain country did like everything, even the 9 double hockey sticks, and it wasn't there. That evidence wasn't there before. So that maybe that's the narrative now, that we're going to have this weird Armageddon, good guy, bad guy, and are they going to be the Khazarians? Maybe in another timeline they're the good guys, and I just don't know, because things are so crazy that like in a year maybe there'll be a whole nother narrative and some other whole nother bad guy, and the whole past will change and it'll look like it's actually not that country, but it's actually this country that's forcing that country that's forcing that. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. So I can't even be really mad at any buddy, because you don't know who's going to really be the bad guy and the good guy. Maybe it's constantly shuffling around, So I can go to these guys and I can find out what the current timeline narrative is, but like the Khazarians, never heard of them, and suddenly that explains everything, It's like, what? So that there could be more of those shifts. So I assume that somebody, up in the upper crusty rafters that none of us know, will be like the bad guy. But it's just going to be nefarious, shadowy figures. The regular people are not in charge of this stuff. So I try not to get too hateful to any one group. They're always going to put the wacky ones and the most obnoxious ones on the internet for the rage bait, because this timeline loves the rage bait. So if somebody's on there, 1 out of 100 of that group says something really obnoxious, that's the one that gets on the social media and goes viral. The other 99 don't. So that's good to keep in mind. Not even Trump is in charge of stuff. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, man. There's too many weird things and too many weird coincidences and stuff for any one person to be in charge of this, or even one group. I think it has to be some kind of spiritual, metaphysical, group creation kind of situation. I think that's the only way that all of this craziness could actually come down this way. Yeah, it's time for me to go. Look, it's 2:26 already. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for your patience. I hope that my computer will magically fix itself. Pray for me and my computer. Pray for Iran even more. Pray for Israel. They need balance, and there's a lot of people on there that don't like what's happening, so pray for those people especially. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Think good thoughts, everybody. This is Eva signing off for Once Upon a Timeline.